And now, listen to this on the Toddcast podcast.
You've heard Econoline Crush on good Canadian rock radio stations since the mid-90s. They've had some big radio hits. You Don't Know What It's Like, Home, Surefire, All That You Are. They formed in 92. They're from Vancouver. They hit platinum status with their The Devil You Know album back in 97. 2 Juno nominations in 95 for Purge and in 98 for The Devil You Know. They took a hiatus in 2005, got back together for some shows in 06, put out the album Ignite in 08. And the last time that singer Trevor Hurst was a guest, we got into it. We've known each other for a long time, since the late 90s. He told the funny story about producer Bob Ezrin and Billy Idol. We talked about Guns N' Roses, playing Madison Square Garden, what it was like touring with Kiss. NHL playoffs came up, so did being inspired by INXS, Chris Cornell, and The Cult. He shared a story about seeing Van Halen in concert, recommended some books for you to read as well. We even touched on guitarist Ziggy's death. It was great to catch up with Trevor. This was his 4th time on the podcast, and here he talks about some of his career highlights. There are many. Listen to this.
One of the things that was kind of funny and fun and a moment for me was when we did go to New York to play at Madison Square Gardens. I was convinced, I should probably get a new pair of jeans. So I go to Macy's and I'm trying to get these jeans, and I'm in the denim section. I'm looking, and this girl comes to help me, one of the salespeople. And she was like, "What are you looking for?" And I said, "Well, I want to get some jeans, playing a show tonight." And she goes, "Where are you playing?" "Well, Madison Square Garden." "No way. Well, what's your music? What do you sound like?" And I paused for a second, and I was like, "Well, this." And it was playing over the store intercom at the exact perfect time. Another weird highlight, not really Econoline, but I can remember going to this store in Santa Monica one time, and I was getting a coffee, and it was kind of like a store where they'd have, there was vendors in kind of all these spots. So I'm standing there waiting for my coffee, and I look behind me, and Alanis Morissette is sitting there, and she goes, "Hi," and I go, "Hi." I didn't know she knew or whatever. And then I look to my left, and Lisa Marie Presley tries on this ring. So she puts this ring on, and she goes and does the Elvis thing with her lip. And it was so much like her dad. I was just like, whoa, like, what is that?
Crazy.
And
so random.
And then another great one was, or one that kind of makes me smile, is back when we did the run across Canada with Alice Cooper. Catering was wicked. Oh my God. Oh, yeah. So before we would go on, I would slip chocolate chip cookies in Zig's coat pocket. So when he would go for a pick, he'd pull out this chocolate chip cookie, and I'd be in the middle of a song. All of a sudden, this chocolate chip cookie would come flying across the stage at me.
Oh, that's great.
Listen to this on the Toddcast podcast is brought to you by Tedco RV Supplies in Langley, an ICBC-approved repair shop. Visit them on Facebook and Twitter at Tedco RV Supplies.
Oh, please, not that music. That music gives me nightmares from my childhood.
Could we get something a little bit lighter, some lighter music here?
Are you a fan of true crime TV shows?
And what about Unsolved Mysteries, the show that jump-started all of our love of true crime?
I'm Ellen Marsh.
And I'm Joey Taranto.
And we host I Think Not, a true crime comedy podcast covering some of the wildest stories from your favorite true crime campy TV shows all the way to Unsolved Mysteries.
Baby, you will laugh, you will cry, you'll think about true crime in a whole new way, and you'll also ask yourself, who gave these people mics?
New episodes of I Think Not are released every Wednesday, with bonus episodes out every Thursday on Patreon.
And every Monday, you can listen to our True Crime Rundown, where we go over the top true crime headlines of the week.
So come and join us wherever you listen to your podcasts.
The Regency era. You might know it as the time when Bridgerton takes place, or the time when Jane Austen wrote her books. But the Regency era was also an explosive time of social change, sex scandals, and maybe the worst king in British history. And on the Vulgar History podcast, we're going to be looking at the balls, the gowns, and all the scandal of the Regency era. Vulgar History is a women's history podcast, and our Regency era series will be focusing on the most rebellious women of this time. That includes Jane Austen herself, who is maybe more radical than you might have thought. We'll also be talking about queer icons like Anne Lister, scientists like Mary Anning and Ada Lovelace, as well as other scandalous actresses, royal mistresses, rebellious princesses, and other lesser-known figures who made history happen in England in the Regency era. Listen to Vulgar History wherever you get podcasts.
For 8 years, we've been asking the same question over and over again. How did this happen? My name's Mandy.
And I'm Melissa, and we're the hosts of Moms and Mysteries, the true crime podcast with over 55 million downloads.
We're two Florida moms who are obsessed with mysteries. Each week, we do deep dives into fascinating true crime stories.
We cover everything from infamous cases like Casey Anthony
to the bizarre and complex crimes right here in our home state, like the shocking murder of FSU professor Dan Markell.
We bring you the facts, but with warmth and wit you'd only get from two friends who have been hooked on mysteries since childhood.
Join us for new episodes of Moms and Mysteries every Tuesday and Thursday.
Listen to Moms and Mysteries on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast.